G'day, mate, and welcome back to Workers and Resources with me, Judy. In our last episode, well, we got some of the basics in. We got in the roads, mostly planned, and even some of them upgraded. Also, we planned out most of the first town. But today, being the second episode, means I need to kick my ass into gear. I need a whole lot done because we're still in 1960. We've still got a little bit of time, but I sort of want to have people moved in and living in the town by 1961. Which means I have a whole lot of infrastructure I need to plan still. Also a whole lot of buildings that I need to get up and done, which means today's episode we need to get into, well, all the underground services, that being, well, water, sewage, also electrical. We've got a couple of things we need to do, which means I need to get on with today's intro, which means I need to ask that very important question. Of course, that very important question being, well, can I borrow a like? Can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. If you're not happy with the video, you didn't enjoy the video, that's all right. We've got room in the gulag. You can go stay there until you did enjoy the video. All right, today's plan is going to be a simple one. We just need to get all the underground services done. But there's a couple of things I need to do before we get into the underground services, and that comes down to roads. We are asphalting this road. This little one here looks like it's done, actually, which means I can plug that back into there. I want to get all the asphalting done. But to do so, I could do them bit by bit, which would be fine, or I could put in a whole lot of bypasses, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to put in a bypass from here to here to here to here to here and here and here, which means technically now vehicles can go through one of these snaky bypass roads in the middle and access any other point, which means I'm going to start with my asphalting all the way around this whole roundabout, and that one included. They are going to need access via workers, as is this one. Workers, okie dokie, high priority, and we're going to enable all of that. Yeah. So I want to get all the asphalting here done. Also, I'd really like to change over. Can I also do that, please? I'd really like to get the road on the left also converted over to asphalt, and the road in the middle gravel. In a perfect world, I want to have asphalt on either side and gravel down the middle. And the idea being, well, I always have a service road. Also, slower vehicles will choose the gravel road rather than the asphalt road, which in my books is really, really important. I'd much prefer them to use the slower road if that's all they have access to. So that's going to be our plan. Over here, we are turning the middle road into gravel. It still needs 200 tons of gravel dropped off, and Mr. Bulldozer to get to action. And on this particular roundabout, well, I've done the two short sections with asphalt, and that's being, well, dropped off and had workers assigned to it. And this one is marked up for gravel. We have another bulldozer over here getting that job done. So that's our plan to start with. Now, before I get into enabling too much construction, I need to dig a hole. I need to dig a hole because we need to put in some sewage, and sewage has a wastewater drop off. And can I put on, no, number 2, I want my little marker so I can see the height above ground. And I need to get the excavators over here to dig me a hole. Yeah, dig me a hole down to water, because I need to put in a very, very important city service. And that is sewage. Yep, sewage. We're going to have our sewage discharge, which I want to put up there. Okay, done. I want to put my sewage discharge there. And that is marked to not be built. Correct. All right, I want to put sewage discharge there. That way it's dealt with and we know where we're going to dump off our sewage. At the same time, there's one other thing I want to do, and that is we're going to have clean water plumbed eventually. To start off with, I'm going to be using trucks to move around the water because, well, our little fledgling town's not going to use a lot of water to start with, but I do want to plan for wastewater treatment. So I want to get our wastewater treatment plant in and done, and I'm pretty sure you're going to go here. There goes the excavators again, and then I can hook in that road. I can hook in that path. Okay, with those things done, I want to, after this main road is done, I want to do the other main road, the southern main road. So I'm going to intentionally disconnect that in advance and use the connect two pieces so that becomes one giant road section. And then I'm going to let the building crews loose on everything on the north side. Now, on the north side, we have the kindergarten, we have the waste disposal, we have the shopping center, the good old meat storage, along with the warehouse. Also put in a school, because I forgot a school in the last episode, and the House of Culture, along with a bus stop. We're not going to start on the houses yet, because obviously I don't want people moving in, and also I'm going to intentionally turn off the Get Citizens button. That's one I want to click on manually when we get that far. So for the moment, we're just going to have, well, just the half the town being built. But before half the town's built, I'm going to need power. I'm going to need power. It's going to be very, very important. So we're going to pop over here to where our power connection is. We're going to start working on power. Power is going to need a high voltage switch. This is basically like a good old double adapter you plug into a power point. Let's just split out the power into, well, 2 different connections. So that's going to be step number 1. And can I get rid of some of this stuff on the screen? Can I make you smaller, please? Cool. All right, so that's going to be step number 1. Step number 2, after I have my high voltage switch, is I'm going to put in a priority switch. This will let me bring in 3 different power sources and prioritize which one I use. The idea being that sometime in the future, I'll produce my own power. When that happens, it's going to be so much easier for me to, well, plug a different power source into here and say, hey, that's the new priority, rather than trying to disconnect everything from the only source of power whilst we're sort of using it. So it's just a little bit of planning ahead. So from there, I need to bring power into, well, high voltage down to medium voltage. So to do that, I need a power transformer. I'm going to be putting a power transformer over here. Now, when it comes to my power transformer, obviously the closer I put it to town, the less distance my low voltage wires, well, my medium voltage wires are going to cost. But this is all prime real estate. This all area around here is going to be things that can be plugged into the heat sources, which means they're places I can put people. I don't have heat stretching this far. Well, I do, but I don't. I don't think I'm going to have heat stretching this far, so I'm going to intentionally put it over here. It does mean that my high voltage is going to be a little bit longer, and my medium voltage is going to be a little bit longer, but I think it's going to be perfectly fine. Okay, just extend that whilst I'm looking at it. Yeah, right up to the edge of the map. Okay, so we're going to take another 15 megawatt switch. No, I'm going to run underground because I don't know what I'm doing along here, and I'm going to run that through to there. The other thing I want to do is this already has the spider web of connections. I'm going to intentionally plug that into there, and I'm going to take that up and plug into there, because very, very soon I do want to do this road as well, which means when I do that road, well, I'm going to disconnect it from everything else so it becomes one giant job rather than many, many little jobs. All right, so we can okay all of those. Actually, I want to okay all that, and then I want to make sure they're all marked for active construction. All right, last thing I need to do is I need to actually get a power into the town. I am going to hope that right about here reaches everything. It does. Okay, so we're going to find somewhere to put this, and it looks like we're going to put this right here between the 2 warehouses, and done. And then you're just going to need some underground wires. I'm doing again underground wires mainly so that one. Mainly because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Okay, I can always come back and carefully, because there will be a certain amount of grid overlap between one substation and the next, but I can carefully replace the wires one by one when things are a little bit settled, a little bit more finalized. We will see. I could also ignore the problem, which I'm just as likely to do. So we're going to click that into there. That should get us power from the transformer into here, which should power this section of town. And I need to enable that construction as well if I haven't already. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's going to be that plan. Can I actually just turn that on for a little bit? So that's plan number 1. Plan number 2 is water. I'm going to start with sewage because sewage is going to run downhill. So we're going to turn on our little terrain height over cursor thing. And we're going to put in the poop factories. Sorry, that's the people. We're going to put in the sewage collection. Yes. So we're going to put in one here. Yes, that seems to cover everything. Does it cover everything on that side? If I put you right outside the shopping center, it does. Okay, so first sewage tank's going to go right outside the shopping center. Okay, now that's going to give me one sewage pipe, and if I pop underground, we can see that you have 3 inputs, but I don't just want to have 3 sewage tanks into 3 inputs. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have multiple sewage inputs into, well, one of these. So what we can do is we can put in a sewage switch. Sewage switch just lets me put merge 3 inputs together, and we're going to put you outside the whatever this building is. I can't remember. Outside the House of Culture. Yeah, that seems like a good spot to collect our sewage. All right, so we're going to grab a large pipe. A large pipe is definitely overkill, don't get me wrong, but I prefer to have too much rather than not enough. Then I'm going to intentionally put a second sewage switch right up here at the edge of the map. And we'll rotate you a little bit to the left. Yep, and then I'll take my large sewage pipe from this switch into this switch, and then out of that switch into... well, can I stop about here? And then into there. Cool. And we're going to okay all that. All right, so that's our sewage plugged in for at least this section of the map. But if I click on you, you're only covering these buildings. The heating plant, the fire station, and the university, which I need to build in half a second, also need sewage. So I'm going to put in another sewage drop off. Can I put a rural path through here and through here? Yes. Okay, can I grab back my sewage? And we're going to put you... Can't build the other infrastructure. Okay, so this is one of the problems I should mention. Because the electrical lines are in already, I can't put anything underneath them. Now, if they're not in already, I can put things here and then build the electrical over the top. It's just an order of operations problem when it comes to workers and resources. Okay, we're going to put you there. I need to have the House of Culture go away. I need to have this. So it's 11.83 meters. Can I put in another switch? And flip you so your thing is there. So that's 11.83, 11.75. And that should give me a downhill slope. It does. Okay, and then hopefully that one? That one. Yeah. Okay, so I should collect sewage from here and dump it at this switch. Yeah, that should be fine. And then to that switch, and then from that switch out to, well, our sewage drop-off right beside the Rusky border. All right, so that should be our sewage dealt with. All these are enabled. They should be up and being built, hopefully as soon as possible. Can I plug that in there and remove that one? And at the same time, oh, wow. No. Close. Close. Very close. Although you're about to finish. Okay, if you're about to finish, can I enable this one as your next project? Okay, pause. That didn't enable the whole lot. I want to go there to there to there. And now if I click on it, you have one giant project, nearly 438 tons of gravel. Okay. Okay, you asphalt guys, so you're asphalting that section, then you need to do that section, which means I'm going to add that to your job list. And I have to wait for this to finish, which is almost done. And then actually I can probably, no, because I need to disconnect the roads. I want to get the middle one done before I do the left one for asphalt. Okay, we have lots of roads going in and lots of upgrades happening. And lots of deliveries waiting on happening. Okay, so sewage is done. Clean water. Clean water is going to be next. So we're going to need to go over to, well, the exact same process, except water has pumps. Therefore, I don't have to worry about the heights differences. Okay, clean water is done under pressure, so one less thing I have to worry about, I guess. And I need to find out, you want to plug in like so. Okay, so can I do... I'd really like to... Oh, will you allow me? Do I want to... Okay, no, I'm going to leave that in case I change my mind. I want to run a path through there. All right, can I put a water substation? Come on. You light up for half... there you go. Water substation right there. Okay. Water substation, if I zoom out far enough, is going to cover everything here except the water treatment plant, which doesn't need to have a water substation. It doesn't need access to clean water, funnily enough. It turns out they've got a little bit on site. So I need one of those. Also going to need one of those over here somewhere. And we'll pop you here. T. Rotate you around. So T is to flip. Oh, you can go out the front of the building. Yeah, you can go out the front of the building. Okay. Can't build you to infrastructure. There you go. You can go there instead. All right. Same story. I want a water switch. And, well, my clean water is going to come from here. It's going to be our treatment plant that I still need to plug in. I still need to do a whole lot of building about. But I need to work out where these switches are going to go. So I think I can get one in front of the kindergarten. Okay. Can I... So these are awkward to place because they have so many inputs and outputs, yes, cheating, which take up a lot of screen real estate. But it turns out, yes, I can definitely put one right there. Okay, so we're going to go with the biggest pipes possible. And, well, I don't have this hooked up yet, so we're just going to go from there, underground view, into there. Now, why the biggest water pipe does not look nearly as big as the biggest sewage pipe, I've got no idea. But that's going to be our first connection. Our second connection is we're going to put a switch over here as well. Hopefully. Without Squirrely Road. I might not be able to squeeze you in there. Can I put you here? I can put you here. Okay, we're going to put you there. We're going to sort of face you in the right direction. And then we're going to go back to water. Can I grab the water pipe? We're going to bring a water pipe from there into there, and then from there into there, and that'll give us water for those two areas. Okay, we're going to okay that for the moment, and we're going to make sure all of that is marked as active construction. I do not want to start on the fire station yet, or the heating plant, but I do want to get all the plumbing done. All right, other things I forgot, like I mentioned, was state infrastructure. I need a university. We're going to have the headquarters for the Communist Party. Yes, I'm going to be dumping one of those right there. I also need to organize trash for this area because, well, the Communist Party is going to have trash, as is the fire station. So let's try and get that worked out reasonably quickly. I need to cancel footpath from there to there, and then I need a trash bin, and if I put you... Does the heating plant make trash? Now I'm getting worried. Can I cancel footpath there to there? Because I can't run the road through the footpath. And you do create trash. Okay. Alright, put that back in. We're going to move you over there for the moment. I'm going to remove you. And then we're going to cancel footpath. And I'm going to just pull that all the way back. With that pulled all the way back, means I should be able to put trash. Oh, that's very tight. Very tight. Oh, I need to angle the road and everything. Ooh. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to put the fire station over there. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to put you there. I'm going to make sure that nobody attempts to build this. I'm going to put the trash there. Then I'm going to put the fire station. Can I rotate the camera around so we can read things? Fire station shall go here. I'm going to have to rearrange some of the paths in just a second. Remove that. Cancel this footpath and this footpath. And then the headquarters can go right here. And that says 97 meters, which is plenty. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to park that hard up against that. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to get the kids into this footpath through. So To do that, and I've been doing this in the background between episodes, is I'm going to remove that bit of road. I'm going to pick you up and pop you back over there. I'm then going to take a road and run a very short piece of road forward, preferably the shortest amount possible. Can I... Actually, no, I'm happy with that, I think. And if I turn off F4, that'll let me make hopefully a shorter piece of road. 11 meters. 11 meters is as short as I can manage. Okay, then I'm going to drag the road on. Then I'm going to hook in the footpaths. Then cancel the road. And then I'm going to put back the fire station. And then you should plug into... You need to go slightly to the left. Okay, remove that back. Pick you back up. And plug you there. Okay, now you go in. Cool. All right. It's just a small exploit of the system. And if I click on you, walking distance is 48 meters, 96 meters, and 79 meters. Plenty. Okay, that can go away, and that can go away. And I didn't break anything underground with all that demolition. Cool. All right, so that should be that job done. This has been asphalted. Nice. We can now cancel roads. I want to remove that, and I want to remove that, so that becomes one giant road piece. I want to have that one done, and I'm going to make sure that's active construction, and that's been asphalted. This has all been asphalted now, so we're going to do the exact same. I'm going to come to this side, and because I have all the bypasses, we're going to do this as one stage. I'm going to go normally... So if I have the road... Yeah, that's going to be a little bit frustrating, but that's fine. Normally, I do things in stages, because to get to an asphalt road, it needs a layer of gravel first. So if I click on one of these, we're going to see it needs to have laying gravel done. So that's the first part of the job. Then it needs to have asphalt over the top. So you can do the roads in multiple stages, basically to make sure all the graveling's done, and then come back and do all the asphalting. Which on very, very large road sections like this that need thousands of work days, it's probably not a bad idea, because at least it means you can like get the job halfway done and then stop and then continue going again if you wanted to get it to that next level. Maybe you decided that gravel's good enough. In the case of these roundabouts, they're so tiny that we're just going to go straight to asphalt because, you know, it's 85 work days total, and it's all stuff that can be done with machinery. So it should be quick. Our switches are not done, but our undergrounds are mostly done. We do have the shopping center in and built, which doesn't really help because it doesn't have any food and it doesn't have any people, but you know, one problem at a time. We do have these two little factory connections that need to go in. They're going to require workers, so I need to enable workers for both of them because they're so tiny that machinery won't fit. Workers and workers. The school is in. Everything else is on its way, and we just need a whole lot of construction done. I also need to... Well, after that one's done... okay, I should have hooked that into there ages ago. At least then I have the option to use the gravel road. And... Actually, this is all done. Yes. So can we go cancel road? And I want to... basically remove everything in here and it become less of a mess. Cool. Back to a pristine roundabout. All right, so we need to gravel the one on the left, we need to gravel the roundabout, we asphalt the one on the left plus the roundabout, need to gravel this one still. I need to gravel the third main road, and technically I need to asphalt that one, which is going to take a minute, but for right now we have water planned. Actually no, it's 2 more steps to water. Okay, 2 more steps to water. We're going to get a small water well. So, water sources. I have a couple of options. I have a big water well and a small water well. The advantage of the big water well is it pumps a whole lot more water, but it does require workers. So I need to actually have people there to pump water. The small water well just requires power. A decent amount of power, don't get me wrong, but just requires power. So we're going to put in 2 small water wells, and power reaches from our current substation. Actually, I need a house. It reaches out to about here. Now, I do have this heating station and this house out here, really as a guide to know that, you know, here is where our heat stops. So my heat from the right stops right here. So anything on the left of that's going to require hooking into this heating plant, which means also it's probably going to require its own power source. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my little itty bitty power switch, and I'm hoping, really hoping, actually I'm just going to plug you here. Yeah, maybe here. Okay. We're going to put in yet another power connection. It's going to be a nice and simple, tiny one, and that's going to go from some of the infrastructure's in the way. Oh, the other power wire. Okay. We can press. Actually, you'll let me go under. Done. And done. It's a little bit of spaghetti, but that's fine. All right. So I'm going to put in another power switch. And yeah, and now I can turn that off. Okay. With that done, I'm going to go back to water, and we're going to be putting in 2 of the water wells. And I'm going to be putting them over here. They're going to be miles away from everything else, but like I said, premium real estate, not premium real estate. So we're going to go 1 and 2. Now, from there, I'm going to need a pump because I need to make the water run uphill. Hence, we're going to need a pump, which is going to be unloading, water switch, small water pump. I want a small water pumping station. We're going to put in 2 of these, which is going to go 1 here and hit the T button, flip the other way around, reverse it twice. It's going to go there. Then I'm going to put in a water tower as a buffer. It's literally a buffer, and that direction, yeah, that direction should be fine. We're going to put in a big water tower right there. So then I need to get some basic road and infrastructure stuff around here so it all sort of plugs together. So I'm going to run a road through there. Also going to run footpaths because these only have footpath access. And we're going to plug all that together. And then I'm going to intentionally not connect this into anything so they can't build it. I don't want to build yet, but I want it planned. So eventually, when we want to swap over to actual water, actual plumbed water rather than water delivered, you know, with the flavor of truck, we can. And please work. Some of the infrastructure's in the way. Really? Fine. Come out the other side then. Okay, and then you're going to have to plug in there, and you are going to have to plug in there, because I don't really want to put in a water switch right there to add water to the water tank. Yeah. All right, from there, this water is going to come over here and go into our water treatment plant. So that's going to get us water into here. Now, this is going to be pressurized water because, well, we put in pumps, then it goes up to a big tank, and then gravity brings it down and brings it into the water treatment plant. But from the water treatment plant, it's going to lose all its head pressure, which then means I need to put in another pump. I'm going to, this time around, go for a big pump. That way, hopefully, I don't have any problems with, well, head height, pressure, anything like that in the future. Also, a big pumping station moves. Does it tell me? It doesn't tell me. It moves an awful lot of water. Awful lot of water. So we're going to put a big pump there. It does have 3 inputs, and you have 2 outputs. So I could hook both of these into 2 of these and then into our tank. Our tank is going to be, same as last time, we're going to put it in another water tower. It's going to be a big one, and I'm going to put you, okay, just a little twist. There, I hope. Okay, back above ground, I want to bring a footpath through to here, and then into there, and then across the front of this, and then through here, and through here. Cool. And then water pipes wise, we're going to go big pipe into there, and then a big pipe into there. Okay. That's where I'm going to stop for now. Okay. I do not want to build the next step, which is taking the pipe from here and plugging it into our very first switch, because I do not want to run on pressurized water. Pressurized water for now. I want to make sure that we stick to tanked water, which we're going to have delivered via trucks for just now. Okay, with that done, I need to have, well, basically them get on with work. I need to, you're now done. Asphalting is happening here. No, bulldozing. We're doing bulldozing. Okay, the asphalt can only just start there. All right, can I then, in that case, get this bit asphalted? And this is now a finished road in its finished condition. Can I enable that construction? So we're going to get that one at asphalt. That still has a little bit of gravel to go, not a whole lot. These all need to go through the graveling process before they go through the asphalting process. So that's going to take a minute. The power switches still need to get done. And as for the town itself, well, there's a couple of construction items still to do. Yeah, along with probably a few more holes to dig to get some underground plumbing done and wiring done. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow around a truck for a little while and let them get to business. Construction continues in the Republic. We have got, well, this roundabout complete, along with all the roads in Vladivostok. We are slowly asphalting in this main road here. Everything is on site. It just, well, yeah, it needs to be finished off. The poor paver has, well, some distance to go. We do have the service road has been fully graveled. One of the side roads has been graveled. The other one is, well, actually just had everything delivered on site. No, still needs another 12 tons. Okay, still needs another 12 tons delivered on site, and then, well, he can be finished off. We have got, well, the bare basics up and running. So we do have our shopping setup, which has no drinking water, but we know about that. Also, we've got our meat storage and our warehouse. Our warehouse, we do need to set up some details. So I need you to store, let's do this. I need you to store electronics. I want you to store 10% electronics. I want you to store clothing, 30%, and then 60% food. They're the three things that we end up selling in here. We have food, clothes, and electronics, and of course meat. Meat has its own separate storage, so we need to have you set up. I still need to get, well, the forklift roads done, so they're going to be both set to high priority, so they get in and done. They need workers, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So this half is done. The well, town half, the actual housing half is not done, and well, the services are not done either. We don't have well, police, medical, nor do we have the cinema or the dynamo, but well, sports. But we are getting there. We have started or have enabled construction on the heating plant, the trash dump, and the fire station, because, well, they were running out of things to do, but we're about to hit winter. Snow starts, and I believe it's the 23rd of November. So we need to start prepping for, well, some slightly worse weather. So we need to jump into roads and vehicles. I gotta find it. Bus stop, maintenance, technical services. Technical service. I'm gonna need some technical services. We're gonna go with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. in our first one, we're going to set up that they get everything from the border. They also dump everything to the border. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. And then we need to buy some vehicles. Snowplows. Snowplows only have one option, so it's going to be those, and I want to have 3 of them. Now, we're going to have them work 3,000 meters, and I want you to make sure the asphalt roads are completely clear. The gravel roads are also completely clear, and everything else I don't care about. We're going to copy those settings to you, and you. Also copy the, well, where to get things from to you, and you. And then I'm also going to need another 1, 2, 3. And actually, we might put 1 technical service over here. That's not a bad idea. That's gravel, that's gravel, that's gravel. Okay, we're gonna plug that into there temporarily. We're gonna set you to be 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna grab everything from there, and then your attitude is gonna be asphalt roads 100%. Yep, and gravel roads, well, also 100%. Cool. All right, so that's going to be you guys set up, and then hopefully they can clear the roads and make sure that they stay relatively snow-free. You still have such distance to go. Actually, not too bad, but then we're going to roll the whole thing, which is going to take its own separate time. So with the snow here, everything happens much slower. We can look at any truck. They are going to do 50 if I'm lucky, rather than 70. We're on gravel roads now, so 33 kilometers per hour, 34 kilometers per hour. You only go 35 kilometers an hour, so the snow technically doesn't affect you if you're on a gravel road. Yeah, actually, asphalt. That's asphalt. No, it's gravel. Okay. Yeah, and on dirt, it's 10 kilometers per hour. Yeah. So when the snow hits, everything slows down. The snow plows definitely do help, and I need to. So you got snow plows, you got snow plows. I do need to set up some very, very important things. We need to have garbage and also water. So I need a water system. I need a water truck. You're gonna do 3.5 cubic meters. You're gonna do 11 cubic meters. So we're gonna have one of those. I also need to have a sewage truck. You're gonna do 9.5 cubic meters worth of wastewater. Also need a waste truck. We have two different types of rubbish that we need to deal with. We have what's normally referred to as industrial waste and also residential waste. So this is a small storage container full of trash, as is this one, as is this one, as is this one. You guys won't make trash, but it looks much more, well, actually, it looks much more like, it's a little bit far to zoom. Well, you'll have to zoom in, zoom, and enhance. One of these, a large storage container, a skip bin pretty much that goes on the back of a trailer. Yes, they are the large waste containers. I want to have one truck that is going to be in charge of small waste, because I really don't plan on having too much of it. And then in the free office, we're going to have 2 of the big storage containers, because, well, anybody that can take their rubbish into a big storage container and dump it in here means that I don't have to, well, I can use a big waste container, a big truck to remove big amounts of storage. There we go. That's the words I'm going to use. Rather than have a slightly smaller truck remove a slightly smaller amount of waste. This can hold 0.12 tons inside these. One of these big boys can hold 6.5 tons. So I'd much prefer to be able to haul away 6.5 tons rather than 0.12 per trip. Okay. Other things we need to do whilst it's snowing and whilst traffic is horrible, and also whilst I'm not using these roads, is I want to make sure that all... actually, can I try and straighten this up, please? Cancel from there to there. Can you go... That always worries me. That's not really any straighter. Cancel road, that bit, and that bit, and just a little bit of that. Connect 2 pieces of road together, and I'll do. Okay. I want to gravel this before we start using it. From there to there should be 2 road sections. Yes. Can I also gravel that one as well? That's a separate road section. That's hopefully a road section. No, it's not. That's going to require workers. That's unfortunate. Okie dokie, and higher priority. And I'd like to gravel that as well, which also needs a mechanism. Perfect. And I want to gravel all the way out here. Yeah, all these roads, whilst I'm not using them, I want to have them upgraded to gravel, because it's just going to speed up transport inside the town, which is not so much of an issue whilst we're not using the town, but we're going to start using the town very, very quickly. As soon as this road is done, I can actually hook up the southern road to start building this stuff. In the meantime, they still do have some jobs to go, but yes, with winter here, we're not going to get much done the next couple of months. Everything slows to a crawl. I still have to get the left and right here asphalted as well after this is done. Also have to get the second main road right the way across the front of town. Also needs to be asphalted. Because it has multiple connections off it, it's going to have to be done in smaller sections, which is just how things are. Actually, you should have a connection. No, that's a footpath. Road. There, and there, and there, and there. And there and there. That way we can access all the different roads for now. Yeah, this is going to take several sections. But, like I said, with winter happening, not a lot happens. They're very slow. Everything slows right the way down just because, well, even with the amount of snowplows I have, which have cleared the road. Yeah, they have cleared the road, which will speed up things. We're still going to have a problem like when it snows right now, that the little bits of dirt that I've left that are temporary, they're going to slow the trucks right the way down as well. So yeah, I'm going to see you guys probably at the end of winter, because I don't think anything substantial is going to happen. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think anything substantial is going to happen until winter's over and done with. So, winter is just about over. It's almost done. We've got, well, 3 days until the snow starts to melt, and our wonderful friend, the little roller, well, spent pretty much all of winter working on one road. He's not super fast on a good day, driving along a whole 0 kilometers per hour. Meanwhile, we have got the other road leading out to the custom house. The Rusky custom house has also been asphalted. The roller's finishing off this one. And then I think we're ready to go. I did put in a service road, well, a looping around the back here, so we can actually start construction here whilst we're waiting on the main asphalt road to go in. And, well, we have a police station, which is going to need a police vehicle. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is price and speed. 80 kilometers an hour. Our tar roads do give us a speed of 110. But as this is a tiny police station, and it's not going to be going very far, we're going to go with a cheap option. Yeah, can I grab 2 of those? Also, I'm going to need to decrease the amount of people we have in here. And there we go, snow is melted. We do have the fire station as well. We are going to buy a fire truck. Yes, the speed level is the most important thing, so we're going to grab one of those. Also affects how many firefighters we have. So if I buy a fire truck that has a level 23, then it needs 23 workers. If I buy a fire truck that is a level 4, Well, it only needs 4 workers, so we're going to grab both of those. Also means that I need to go to our fuel depot, which I need to rename so I don't lose it. I'm going to call it the Fuel Rats. Now, if you've ever played Elite Dangerous, you'll know exactly that reference. If you haven't, well, that's up to you. We're going to go and make sure that both the fire station and the police station both have fuel. Also, we're going to have to buy an ambulance once the clinic is finished. The cinema is mostly done. The dynamo wasn't enabled. You don't really need the dynamo to get people in. But now that winter's over, it means I can jump onto the final construction, being houses. We're going to grab both of those. I'm also going to double check. You have a path. You technically now have a path, if I can get that to connect. Please connect. Oh, I moved the path over slightly. You don't want to split that construction job. I have gone and put in gravel paths, well, through here because we can, pretty much, and because it's going to increase our walking distance. If we look at this, walking speed is at 50% with a max driving speed of cars, because we do have surface vehicles that will use footpaths of 15 kilometers an hour. This is up to 87% and 35 kilometers per hour, 95%, 35 kilometers per hour, and 100%, 35 kilometers per hour. Yes, you can drive a car on the sidewalk at 35 kilometers per hour in the Republic, even if it's just gravel. Too bad if one of those rocks gets kicked up and there's pedestrians around you. So, yes, we are getting these done, but it does mean that, yes, I want to enable you. Actually, I'm going to enable 4 of them. It's pretty much the stage we're at. We do want to get these mechanisms out and finish getting the paths turning over to gravel if possible. And I probably also want to gravel up this road. Yeah, I was sort of hesitant to do it because, well, we were using it as a service road to get access in, but it's sort of the point where that's super short. I can do this section. I'm limited in what I can do because short sections are going to possibly require man labor, and, well, you're down to pouring concrete, which is still... Actually, that's going to require people. Yeah, that requires people. You're at laying bricks, which requires people. You're at installing prefab panels, which requires people. We never started. You are at laying bricks, which requires people. So that's one of our main issues. All these jobs are now at the point where they require workers. And when workers get dropped off, we do get an awful lot of work done, but that has always been one of my bottlenecks, the amount of people we do and don't have. All right. Whilst we wait for that, I do want to start getting groceries and other stuff. Really? They didn't do the last little bit. Please stop that. Workers. Okay. Alright, well, I'll set you to high priority as well. We'll get somebody in here. That's going to probably break what I need to do right now. Alright, I'm going to need another distribution office. We're going to copy you, dump you right there. In here, I'm going to need 2 types of new vehicles. I need a covered hull, and you are going to be... it doesn't really matter too much. We're going to go via total capacity. You move 10 tons of crops. I'm just looking at the crops number because everything else is a ratio of that. 7.4, 5.6. 62, 70. I don't need the extra speed, so we're going to go with the 3.5. Okay. On top of that, I'm going to need a refrigeration truck. I only have one choice. It's going to be that one. And I need you guys to go to the border. I need you to load from the border, and then I need you to unload here, which, yeah, I thought was going to be a problem. Also, this is still not done. Really? Okay. All right. Groundworks is happening here. These two haven't started. No idea where the bulldozers are. Where's my open hole? Driving back and forth. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you'll be done shortly. I need to get all these pavements in and done, which is going to take a second. Really? You drop workers there? 8 workdays, 7 workdays. And there's how many workers on site? 13. Okay, and that just got 25 workers dropped off. It has a crane, and as we can see, the crane makes a massive difference with how fast things get done. You're another trash dump. You should be done momentarily. Hopefully, we can get this little bit done, which needs 3 tons of gravel dropped off. You need to be rolled, and asphalt I want to do that section. Yeah, can I get that section asphalted next? And I'll have to do this section and then this section. Oh, that's the other thing I need. I need to also make sure we have the heating plant running. So, heating plant's going to be slightly different. I need to buy a new vehicle. It's going to be a dumper. We're going to need a big dumper because you're going to be having a dedicated route. If I pull you up, you are going to be going to here, and you are going to be loading coal, I said. And then you're going to be driving to here and unloading coal. We're going to wait you till you're completely unloaded, and then we're going to hit start. Launch. That is your only job in life. You are going to go get coal. You're going to drive to the heating plant. You're going to park yourself at the heating plant, which does have its own internal storage of 45 tons, and that's going to be your whole life. And that's what you're going to be doing forever. Why? You needed concrete, didn't you? Yeah, probably you. I don't like it when they drive on the footpath. It's slow. Okay, you have your little bit of road done. Excellent, which means I can go back to you. I want you to load food, clothes, electronics, and meat. And then I want you to drop it here and here. We're going to unload meat right there. And we're going to unload. Click on the wrong button. We're going to unload there. I'm going to set you to keep things 70% full. 70% full should be plenty. Obviously, I still need this little bit done. And laying asphalt 13 days. And then 20 work days to finish the whole thing. Oh, because it never got assigned to workers. That one and that one. At some stage you got unassigned, because I'm sure I assigned it earlier. All right, once that's done, the forklift connection will go in, at which point, well, I don't have to worry about getting materials from one building to the other. It'll just happen via forklifts. We're going to cover a lot more detail later on, much more detail. Can I also get that one done as well for no real reason, but I want it done? And I need to check my footpaths. So that one has a connection. All of these are waiting on this to be done. You suck. Correct. And you can plug in up there. Okay. So I just waiting on bits and pieces to be done. But we do have a clinic. Okay. Clinic, I want to buy in a ambulance. The only thing that matters about an ambulance, no matter what, they only carry 1 passenger, but it's going to be our top speed. This is one that I will definitely buy. Well, actually, it's the cheaper one. It looks like a hearse. That's why it's cheaper. Yeah, we're going to buy the one that looks like a hearse. Now, this one, I'm not going to draw up the amount of workers that are available to work in the clinic, because I want to make sure it's fully staffed if possible. We're going to decrease in the number in the cinemas just a little bit, because I don't need you running flat out. And I also need to go back to the fuel rats, and I need to enable fuel to get dropped off here as well. Yes, okay. So you're going to drop fuel to the fire station, to the police station, also to the clinic. And we should, when I find one, replug that in. Now that's done. I'm going to put a connection through here. Yep, for the police station, just to give them a little bit better access for employees to get there. Also going to plug you back in as well. You will have to wait. I can plug back in as well. yeah, I did a whole lot of disconnecting to make sure that we could get things built in whole segments rather than itty bitty tiny pieces. And actually, you're done, you're done, you're done, and you're done. And you're already plugged in, you're already plugged in, you're plugged in. I need a path from there to there and into there. You need a path. You need to plug back in. You need to plug in. I need the bus stop to plug in as well. The sewage needs to plug back in. The kindergarten needs to wait until this is all been done. And yeah, we just need to wait for the houses to be built. As soon as I have houses built, we're going to be at the stage where I can get people moved in. Which won't be today's episode. It's not going to be today's episode. It's going to be the very next episode. I think in the next episode, we should have everything done where I can actually start moving people into, well, I lost the sign. Where'd the sign go? Where'd the sign go? Lord Rusky again. You know, like and stock. Cool. Yeah, I think in the next episode, we can get people moved into like and stock. But this is where I need to call this episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And as we're in the end of the second episode, I'm going to mention it. You know, maybe you've watched this whole episode start to end. Maybe you should click the subscribe button, because from here on, things start to speed up. Getting the first town, it's a very, very big milestone accomplishment. After we have people in here, therefore I have labor. Therefore, with labor, I can start mass building things. And that's when things are going to start to scale. But yeah, like I said, for now, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in a couple of months where, well, our first people move into like stock. Anyway, that's it. We're out. See you next one. Bye.